Alright, welcome, one and all. Is my mic on? It is. Good. Happy days. Who we got? Welcome, Steph, Akbar, Willow, Soul, Kenide, White Wolf, Ryan, Homer. I was just having a little laugh to myself at, how do I get a blue spanner? Like he saw the blue spanner, and he was like, shit, that looks cool, I need a blue spanner. How do I get a blue spanner? Yeah, it gave me a giggle. Welcome, Catalyst. Welcome, Actua, Rusty, Odd, Ding Ding, Marth. Who else we got? Nothing. Welcome. Unfortunate General. Willow wants a blue spanner. Oh, we'll give you a blue spanner. Fucking bonk. Bonk. Anyway, I haven't even made a game. Look how disorganized I am. Dragon Pants. We've had that one for a while. How about... what other animals wear pants? Crocodile pants. There we go. All right. I don't know what version of the game people are on. I did hear about the fixes going on the live beta, but I just didn't think anything of it. I don't know why they wouldn't just do it the other way around and put the cav beta on the live beta and make it just the live version of the game. I guess they just wanted to see if there's more bugs, but whatever. Crocodile pants, here we go. See what we get. Okay, so how many people we got? Not sure who's on what versions and things, so we'll figure it out as we go. What do you have in store for us? As the stream title says, multiplayer. We got Milton. We've got Odd. Any more? We could get a 2v2 going or a free-for-all. I was going to use the Lord Picker thing. So this can choose a faction for someone. Or everyone. So Odd would play... It takes its time, doesn't it? Orion. Wood Elves. If we decide to use that, of course. Glad my chat's descended into roleplay. Good stuff. Welcome, Emmanuel. Crocgar pants. Isn't Crocgar spelled with a Q? I feel like that would get very confusing. Okay, we got... this looks reasonable. We'll give this a go. We got two better players in Odd and Willow. Milton claims to be the best player in the world, but we'll see. And Dino is Marth, I think, a little bit on the newer end. But we'll go with it, see what we get. Or, well, are we going to do a 2v2 or a free-for-all? What should we do? What should we do? What do we fancy first? I feel like we normally kick it off with free-for-alls. Don't know, what do you four want to do? You're in the game. "2v2", says Milton. He's sad about it. Willow says free-for-all. That's one apiece. Steph says 2v2. I was just giving an example for the wheel. You don't have to play Orion. Not the wheel, you know what I mean. Not the wheel. The, what do you call it? The picker? The spinner? It's not really a spinner. Right, just play whatever you want. We'll do a 2v2. On Troll Country. Seeing as we got relatively fair teams in terms of level of players, roughly, we might as well go for a 2v2. On a side note, have you tried if Factorio is any good, any game for you, Zuck? I have not. I've looked. Was it that? I think I watched a little bit of a stream of it, but yeah, it didn't look like my cuppa. Oh no, I probably would enjoy it if I played it, but just too many things to play. I wish you could get a reward for winning multiplayer battles like Warhammer bucks. It would be cool if they had some kind of like unlockable system. Like in Shogun 2, you had the avatar system where you'd start with like a basic roster, and as you got more wins and leveled up, you'd be able to unlock more units to choose. That would be a really cool system, but I'm not holding on to hope for anything like that with Warhammer. I reckon we might find it too slow. Possibly. I try to limit what I play nowadays. There's too much. Don't have time for it all. Just kind of gotta pick and choose. I don't really have too much time to play games that I want to play, you know. It's Total War for work. It'll be Battlefield. And kind of is Battlefield for work, for streams and stuff at the moment. And then anything I play in the evening is kind of for me, you know. But I've got a lot of games to finish off. Still doing Death Stranding. I can now play Cyberpunk finally, as I have a graphics card that can run it at more than 40 frames per second. So I've got that to play through. I still got to get through Red Dead Redemption 2. Gonna have Elden Ring in January. There's a lot of other stuff I want to get through. Let's go Odd and Dino. We've had it long enough, I reckon. Get set a Warhammer Challenge jacket. So basically you want to make Total War Warhammer into an esport. Would be cool, but certainly not an audience for it, unfortunately. Not a big enough one, anyway. I've seen a video that explains Volkmar needs to nerf and Hellman Ghost is OP. Okay. What of it? Alright, 2v2. I'm not sure what factions we had actually. Was Willow playing High Elves? Somebody was playing High Elves. Looks like Odd did indeed go with Orion. In Warhammer 3, I would like them to give the option of personalizing the basic lord of a given faction, even to multiplayer. I guess the issue there is Games Workshop, maybe? It's not as if Games Workshop do a lot of customization options for stuff, do they? I don't know. An Avatar Conquest mode would be cool, because in that, much like you say, you had a little avatar that you could customize how they looked and stuff, and they would march around the map, and you'd fight multiplayer battles, and you'd level up and, like I say, unlock units and stuff. Who makes for the best cashier? A Lord of Change. Genius. What about an army painter? Yeah, I've heard that requested. I think that'd be fine for like custom multiplayer battles, maybe. If people want to mess around, nothing wrong with that. But you'd probably have to keep it out of quick battles, because people will probably find some cheese to do with it somehow. Or just make all their units the color of the land or something stupid. Alright, lizards. High elves. Bretonia. Wood elves. Pigeon. Pigeon having a chat to the dragon. Telling him the game plan. Oh, he's done a disappearing act on us. Okay, high elves for Willow. Coming out with some rangers, some spears, some Lothan boys. Dragon and Techless Phoenix. A couple of chariots. Lizard, Saurus. Engine of the Gods. Life Priest. Salamander. Temple Guard. Bladder Bladder. Peasants, men-at-arms, polearms, foot squires, Knight of the Realm, lots of cav. Wood elves, spearies, missiles, all the stuff you might expect. Some blade singers, way watchers, great stags. Everyone playing their army pretty standard. No crazy builds. It's all good. Little skirmish coming out early. Helman has crazy regeneration of Volkmar is tanky and a killer. I don't think that means people need nerfs. Luen's tanky and a killer. Does that mean he needs a nerf? And like I say, I'd never see Helman, so I'd say he's too slow to do anything. Great stacks coming in. Ooh, on Techless. A dragon. Is he going for it? He's got a breath attack. Oh, I thought he was going to breath attack the stags there. That could have been nasty. He didn't want to get shot by the Way Watchers. Willow coming in hot. Charging in. Got a big clump of mess over here. Doing some fair damage to the stags. He's broken some Way Watchers. Taking some big money away from Odd. Bit of Bretonian Cav coming to the rescue, perhaps. Bretonians playing it cool. Lizard men moving up. Green Knight and Alberic going after the Stegodon. Ooh, Engine of the Gods. Looks like it mostly killed his own unit. Bretonian Cav not doing so well. Willow not taking too much damage. A little bit on Techless, but he can heal that up. And on the chariots. Dragon trying to get after the missiles. Nope, changes his mind. Goes for the other ones. Way Watchers. Saurus coming in hard. Hitting those Bretonians. The French not ready for the lizardy punch. Alberic taking a bit of a pounding. Getting some heals though. Front lines are crumbling for the Bretonians and the Wood Elves. Wood Elves still got some missiles around. Oh, Techless in a bad way. All those Starfire Shaft missiles. Bit of a chain lightning, doesn't really go anywhere useful though. Techless is going to go. Willow's going to lose his lord, but it might not matter too much. He's taking care of most of the Wood Elf army. Techless, oh no, Techless is right near the edge. He's going. He's going. He's gone. So Willow a lord down, but he's still got his dragon in good health. His army shouldn't be rushing off anytime soon. Still got his Lothan Seaguard as well with lots of ammo, so he's still got plenty to do. Western Knights throwing down with Saurus. Broken the Stegodon. Still got the Life Priest. few hounds flying around. Still all to play for. Favor bar in the middle. It's hard to say who's looking better. Everyone's lost some strong stuff. Willow's lost his lord, but he's still got some strong bits. Wood Elves have lost most of their infantry, but they've still got Orion in good health. Still got the Spell Singer. Still got some missiles blasting around. Bretonians still got a lot of peasants. Alberic's back at health, as is the Green Knight. Lizardmen may be starting to run out of juice a little bit. Maybe. It was quite fun when you did the games where when the Lord dies, you can't use them again. But a bit to keep track of. When the Lord dies, you can't use them again? What do you mean? What, the old, what was it called? With the map and stuff. I can't remember what we called it. Grand Invasion? Do you mean that? I just think Ghost is vastly, like, there's just so many better choices. That you're probably better off bringing Manfred and a Necromancer if you really want regeneration. The hero. Slan going down. Bretonia beating back the lizards. And Willow looks like he's mostly taking care of the Wood Elves. Orion should probably get in there, stop him from firing, but not a great fight for him. Grand Invasion. Yes. Yeah, we talked about doing that again, but just haven't gone around to it. Obviously, multiplayer's been in a bit of a state the past few months, so we'll wait till it's all stabilized. Still got to do the tournament as well. We might bring that down to an 8-man tournament, and then I'll just do another one before Warhammer 3, depending on when it comes out. It's looking like a GG and a victory for the Bretonians. Oh no, wait. Bretonians and High Elves aren't on the same side. I thought they were. Okay. Getting confused. So Willow still got a bit of stuff left, but Bretonia also got some stuff left. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Got to go, but I'll be back ASAP. No worries, General. I think this one's fairly decided. The favor bar sides with Bretonia. Willow doesn't quite have enough left. He's got his dragon, but he's pretty beaten up. Alberic and Green Knight still in good health. It's going to be tough to stop. Few lizard bits coming back. Welcome, Garrus. And there we go. Pyrrhic victory. Odd did some work with Orion, but I don't think he did too much else. Got some work out of his Way Watchers. And even the Great Stags did some. Milton. Some nice work from the Green Knight. Fairly spread damage through the infantry. Nice work from the Beast Slayers. Not a great deal from the Cav, but not bad. Willow lost his Teclis, only got 1,000. Got some work from the Dragon, though. Bit of work from some of the Cav, or the Lion Chariots, rather. And the Lost and Sea Guard did a lot of the work there. Lizards. Got some nice work from some of the infantry. And not bad from the monsters as well. Just couldn't quite finish the job. Good game though, fellas. Okay. Free for all time. Who we got? Anyone else waiting to play? We can kick these clowns if we need to. Anyone else want to jump in for a free-for-all? Password is Crocodile Pants. Crocodile Pants. One word, lowercase. Or one word, no space. No, what did I say? No space, lowercase. That's my rhyme. We could even use... maybe we should use the faction picker for this one. Welcome, Lycus. What about a noob versus noob? Yeah, we'll do some of those later. We'll do a couple of those later on. Nobody else for a free-for-all? Anyone welcome? Doesn't matter your skill. Just jump in, try to kill Willow. It's all the fun you'll ever need. Charles arrives. Welcome. Spin, my lord. Anno. Alright, we'll roll with this. Anyone who said they want to play, you can get in the next one. We'll let these guys have another go. Okay. So you can either choose your own faction and build your army however you like, or I can spin the faction picker. Not that it really spins, but... Okay, Willow. One choice. We're not even going to do multiple choice. This is who you will play. And you will like it. Unless it's dwarfs. Oh, he can't complain. He can't complain. Isaac. Anyone else want to spin? Gork and Mork have chosen Willow. You're welcome to choose your faction, or you can spin. We'll do a different map. Let's do... let's do this one. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. Marth, want to go for it? Okay. Here you go then. Ready? Go! If you don't have a faction or a DLC, you have to let me know. Ooh, the rock. I like that it does the sound effects. Wait, that wasn't even Throg's voice though. That's disappointing. Do you think they will give mini mechanic to Bretonia like different helm color and symbol to give different buff? No. Not really sure what for. Do you mean in custom battles or the campaign? Or don't have, but I would. Okay.
Attack the mortals.
Oh, let's see how good Helm and Ghost really is. Tell me you have vampire counts. Nice sub-faction pick. Yeah, you should probably do that actually if we do the... if we do use that wheel, you should play this sub-faction. It's for extra funds. Extra funsies. Do you have the vampire count, Smarth? You do. Nice. Does Hellman have his own faction? I don't think he does he? Don't know. Cool. Carl's ready. Charles is ready. I like black and yellow. It's a good combo. Maybe I should make that my new channel logo. Just put a Z on it. Try and get that gold. It's the wrong faction. Is there a Helm and Ghost faction though? Hell yeah, Helm's just the main faction, so not really. Because that's kind of like Manfred's faction, really. It's a sub-faction. It's a little different. I'll take it. I'm happy with that. Any plans to revisit some of the older army guides in your new style? Yes. As I said in a video recently, I want to redo some of the older guides, but there's not a lot of point until Warhammer 3 comes out, because Warhammer 3 will likely change things, and thus if I make a guide now, I'll probably need to redo it when Warhammer 3 comes out. So, just skip that middleman, eh? Skip the middleman guide. But I think they hold up pretty well for the most part. I watched my Vampire Counts one the other day, which is one of the oldest ones. I was like, well, this actually holds up alright. Apart from not having all the units. The idea is still the same. Yeah, well, Willow. Are you going to make Total War Warhammer 3 Faction Army Guides? Of course. Looking forward to it. I haven't made one since Vampire Coast in, what, November 2019 was that? It's been a while. I miss making those videos. Heinrich's fine. Well, no, you're supposed to play Hellman. Oh, no, because you can't on that. Whatever. It's gone now. I forgot that you wouldn't be able to play Hellman in that faction. But whatever. You'll miss out on the map. Oh, this map's... Okay. I didn't realize it had all the little stony bits in it. It doesn't show that on the map in the lobby. Which is good. Good stuff, CA. I assumed this was all open, but nope. A lot of choke points. There's a hill to capture. Maybe we should play King of the Hill. Last man standing. Yep, I know about the Lords. Zhao Ming. Miao Ming. It's cool. I think I'm actually most excited for Kostaltine, though. The Kislev Lord. I think that's who I'll play first. Alright. See what we got. Charles, aka Kyle, rather. Carl. Shut up, Carl. Storm Vermin. Skaven Slaves. Clan Rats. Hellpit. Assassin. Globadiers. Catapult. Ogres. A lot of stuff going on in that army. A lot of units. Dread Spears. Black Arcs. Shady Boys. Repeater Crossbow Cav. Marathi. This Kiroth is like Sarthuriel. Sort of. He's a birdman with magic. So yeah, I guess. But just more powerful. Kiros has 2 heads and he can see the future and the past or something like that. But he can't see the present. Something along those lines. Lore nerds, help me out. Graveguard for Marth. Skeleton Spears, Blood Knights, Terrorgeist, Heinrich, Double Hex, Willow. With the, for some reason in multiplayer, the 8-peak loonies just get called Night Goblins with triple chevron, even though they're the 8-peak loonies. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's too much to fit on the unit card with the person's name as well. I don't know. Willow with the Trolls, with the Savage Orcs. Black Orc Boss, Azag. Is that Azag on foot? It is. He's got the big boss with him though, so bodyguarded. Biggins, Arab Boys, coming with the Savage Army. I like it. Willow knows the way to my heart. Although, no cavalry. No boy cavs. We'll see what they do. Welcome, Mars. I think you're Mars. The footage seems quite jerky while moving around. Shouldn't be. How's my utilization? Oh, it is cracking up a bit. Yeah, sometimes if you see on the left here, this little number here, if this hits like 95, then yeah, you might get some stutters. Just because Total War is too demanding. So I do apologize if that happens, but we should be mostly okay. It's the same with the other raw goblins. Okay. Value internet privacy. How good is Total War Troy? I think I gave it a 7 out of 10 after the update. 7 out of 10. It's a me, Marzio. I think I mostly recognized your picture. Okay, we're underway. Oh, there's the Cav. There's no boar Cav, but Willow's got some cheeky Cav. Getting all over poor old Charles's Plague Claw pretty early. That could be some big money, although, oh, hold on. Dark Elves are getting lots of money. Oh, the Hex Wraiths have come in. Oh, and the Hex Wraiths are gone. Gonzies. What happened to them? Oh, a Pit of Shades. Well, that's the end of Marth, pretty much. You might as well just hit concede now. Only joking. Go and kill Willow. It's a pretty hefty loss, though. Got to be careful of clumping up, especially with those. What the hell? That was weird. Careful of clumping up. Oh, Willow gonna take the hill, or just going over the hill. He's gonna get the uphill advantage, though. Gonna be fighting downhill, which will be better for his units. Seven out of 10 me's recommend Troy. I think Troy's good if you like that kind of age and period, the Greek mythology stuff. It's very much like this, Total War Warhammer, in terms of how it plays, so the campaigns are probably a little better in ways. But also, maybe not. I guess it depends what you enjoy. Oh, I got lucky. I got lucky with my 3080. Although, kind of lucky and just kind of vigilance. Like, I just looked at a forum post which was related to my pre-order, and then it said they had them. So I was like, oh shit! And I contacted them straight away when I found out the next day, because it was like in the evening I couldn't ring them. And then to my surprise they actually had some left. And when I did it, I just like gave my card details to pay the extra. And he was like, cool, yeah, that's done. I was like, is that it? Do I actually have a 3080? Surely not. This has got to be a joke. But yeah, I just couldn't quite believe it. After a year of waiting. Just like that. Picked one up. Got lucky. Marth losing the Terrorgeist. Master and Marathi on the case. Dark Elves leading the way at the moment. I'm still struggling to get a hold of a PS5. Yeah, that's the other thing I'm trying to get as well, actually. Yeah, I feel that pain. Still want to play me some Demon Souls. And a few other bits. So Willow is a bit all over the place. He's got a random unit over here. Don't know if he's sending these in to slow them down, or whether he's just trying to buy some time, or whether he's just trying to use that unit to get some kills. There's a Wind of Death, which doesn't really do that much to Savage Orcs. Wind of Death is a fantastic spell if you can get it to work, but you really need to hit like a couple of strong units in a line to really make it worthwhile, because it costs a lot of magic. So if you don't make the most of it, it's a big waste. It's like, what, 18 magic or something like that? Pretty expensive as magic spells go. Willow's Trolls engaging with Rat Ogres. The Hellpit getting in there. There's the big boss there, though. Skaven a little bit far behind. Kind of got their army broken up. There's a small amount of it here and a big part of it back here. Which is kind of the same for Willow, I suppose. He's got a bit here, and a bit over here. Here as well. So Willow just trying to play the hill. Book a millage. And then you were scammed. I did have the fear that it'd get lost in the post or get stolen in the post. And when it arrived on my doorstep, it was in an Asus box, and on the side said RTX 3080. So I was like, oh my goodness. Why didn't they cover it up? Don't they know how rare these things are and how likely they are to be stolen in the post? But luckily it was like a proper courier, so it wasn't really an issue. But DPD or whoever. We did a year and a half of my PS5 looking on Twitter. Yeah, I've looked at those. They've got all those like Twitters for stock, like PS5 stock alerts and stuff. Yeah, I followed those a little bit, but I wasn't greatly fussed. Like, I mostly just wanted to play Demon's Souls, and I can wait for that. I'd rather not get super ripped off. I think at the moment they're like, here you can, I think the retail is like $450, but you can buy them on eBay for like $600, so it's not too bad. But it's still 150 quid ripped off. If it was to a company like Overclockers or something, I wouldn't mind so much. But if it's just to a random person, like, nah, you can fuck off. Fuck off. So Willow gone out ahead in this one, but Anno not far behind, 8,000 points. Marth and Kyle, or Charles, struggling. Having to change his name. Willow's coming down the mountain, coming down the mountain, coming down the mountain when he comes to beat up a Hellbit, which is nearly dead. Oh, we gained a little health back. But it's still probably going down. I think it just got shot by its own unit. We've got some Savage Boys chilling. The yellow war paint. Kind of looks a little weird in yellow. Doesn't Wind of Death do magic damage, so why does it not do a lot of damage? Magic damage only affects units that have a physical resistance, and while Savage Orcs do have a physical resistance, it's only 20%. It's not like a Kern Wraith or anything. And Savage Orcs, I think, are quite spaced out. You can see there's big gaps. That kind of helps you take a little less magic damage generally, depending on the spell. Any ideas how better Beastmen got into multiplayer after the update? Yeah, I think Beastmen are pretty strong right now. They're looking pretty good with their better Lord options. Some nice anti-large options, which is something they kind of didn't have before. They got some good stuff now. How are we looking in this one? Willow and Anno still fighting for it. Who's got more left? Willow's got some trolls. He's got Azag still, got a big boss. Still got his other trolls, trying to finish off the Skaven. Anno's still got his shades. We're mostly out of ammo though, still got Marathi just about. Still got some other units here as well. Savage Orcs still for Willow. Well, this is going to be close, I think, between Willow and Anno. Their points are about the same. Oh, he's still got his Skirmish Gav as well, although again, not a ton of ammo. Getting some good money from these Graveguard though. So I think last man standing might be the decider in this one. I don't think anyone can get far enough ahead. Trolls taking care of business. Maybe Marathi can bring Chef Soul Stealer. She does have Soul Stealer. She could do some nasty work with that. Oh, she's going to do it on Azag. That's probably going to be the end of him. Willow wisely pulls Azag away from his other units so that they don't get hit. And down Azag goes. So Willow lost his Lord. But Azag didn't have a ton of juice left in him anyway. Maybe a little bit of magic, but he's still got the trolls and the big boss. And the big boss will keep them fighting a little bit longer than they would otherwise. They are at 20 leadership though, so a big charge and they're probably going to run away. Password is crocodile pants. Obviously. Let's talk about Cthulhu. First of all, call Meow Ying. Dragon away. I don't really know what that means. I ordered something, came from the UK, immediately got lost, and never left the country. Did get my cash back. Yeah, I've never lost too much in the mail, but when it's something that's in such high demand, like a 3080, you do get paranoid. Hey, does armor reduce damage in percentage or in flat numbers? Percentage, I think. Or maybe a bit of both, kind of, I think. I'd have to look at my own videos to try and remember. I think the Empire needs an update because of all the new Imperial dilemmas and accidents are just stupid and broken. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I think the Vampire Counts will probably be next to get an update. Anno coming in though, ahead in the points, and does have quite a lot of stuff left. Willow's got his Trolls, but the only trouble for the Trolls is their leadership. 15 and 11. As much damage as they could do, I don't think they're going to last. Oh, there's still some shades with ammo as well. That's going to be a GG for Trolls. What does BF1 mean? Battlefield 1? Yes, Battlefield 1. What is the next noob? Battle noob versus noob or something else? We might do noob versus noob, yes. We might have a little noob off. I think Anno has got this one in the bag. I hope Sigvald, not quite the same as Willow. I was kind of reading the name Willow in Dingo's comment whilst trying to read another comment. I hope Sigvald gets to be a legendary hero for Slaanesh. You'd think he'd get integrated into that faction somehow, but I don't know. Not sure what they're going to do with Chaos. I think Vampires will get an update with Warhammer 3, that's my guess. In the same way that Dwarfs got a bit of an update in the last DLC, Vampire Counts will get one when Warhammer 3 comes out. That's a guess though, an uneducated guess. It seems like they would, unless they're going to do like the first DLC for Warhammer 3 is going to be like Vampire Counts versus some Warhammer 3 faction. Maybe. But it seems like there would be a bunch of faction DLCs for Warhammer 3 before that. We'll see though. We'll see. Good game, fellas. Well played, Anno, taking the win. Marathi with the 4,000. Master as well, doing some work. Some work from the infantry. Shades getting some nice damage, as do the Dark Riders. Not too bad. Willow getting some work from Azag, and the Trolls and the Black Orc Big Boss. Not too much from the infantry. Little from some of the Cav. Carl got a little from Ikit. Not a lot from his infantry. I'd say, Charles, you had too many units. You've literally got, like, every unit is different. You got 2 Skaven Slaves and 2 Clan Rats, and then everything else is 1 unit of everything. Just go a little simpler. It's a little easier to manage, I would say, anyway. You give yourself a lot to manage because there's so many more matchups to worry about having this many units. Heinrich, not a lot from the infantry. Not a lot for much for Marth in that one. Terrorgeist doing a bit of work. Lost the old Hex Wraith early though, so that hurt him, but there we go. We'll play Dano. Good stuff. Okay. Where would Archaon fit? Yeah, it's hard to say where anyone would fit. Like, is Sartherial going to stay in Chaos? Is he going to move to the Zinch faction? Who knows? He's chilling, he's just deleting himself. The first Warhammer versus DLC for the new Warhammer 3 should be Vampire Counts versus Norska. I mean, that's not going to happen. They're obviously going to put one of the new factions in. They would have to put a new faction in. Who is the strongest monster faction? Beastmen, maybe? Okay, let's get all of you out of here. Volcom, I know you've only just joined, but I'm going to boot you all out anyway. And you, Darindal. Let's do a noob 1v1. 2 noobs. Who we got? We'll give you tips. We'll try to help you along. Preferably those who haven't played yet, but if we don't get anyone, then anyone else. Who wants to play? Perhaps their first ever multiplayer battle. Who's feeling brave? You've played twice, Marth. Get out of here. You can come back later. Let somebody else have a shot. You played 2 games now. Game taking ages to change back to beta. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I don't want to do it now. If it was quick and easy, I would have done it to change over to the cat beta or whatever, but I know it'll probably take like half an hour to an hour depending on how it wants to perform. So, shan't bother. Okay, both noobs. Trust your honesty. I'm actually excited for Cathay, even though I'm not really an Asian aesthetic kind of guy. See, I am an Asian aesthetic kind of guy, but I'm not really that excited for Cathay. Weird, ain't it? What does BF1 stand for? Boring Feet 1. Yes, exactly. Thank you, VCount, for clearing that up. Or maybe Battlefield 1. Dum dum dum. What is the strongest anti-large unit? V-count. Give that man a spear. He'll take anything down. Okay, let's get you a better map. Bjornling's Gathering, fairly flat map, fairly wide. Why not, though? Defensive faction, not really my jam. Not even sure if they have any cavalry at the moment, so... Bruh, I've never played multiplayer. I'm down. Are you in here, Draymond? Is this you? Only because the name starts with a D, that's my only guess. It's my only evidence. Not sure Ruster's a noob anymore. Ruster, are you a noob? I can't remember. Hey, I played multiplayer for like 3 weeks. That's okay, we'll give you a shot on this one. We'll see how you go. If you look like too much of a slightly more experienced player, then maybe we'll say you got to stop playing the new battles. But use this one as a trial. It's all good. I'm sure there'll still be things to talk about. I don't know why, but I predict a mega DLC for every faction where everything gets complete. I mean, that'll happen in like 5 years. I wonder what the end game, I've said this for years, but I wonder what the end game of Warhammer will look like, Total War Warhammer. When they say, right, that's the last DLC, we're done now, the game's over, this is the game as it is. What's it going to look like? Can't even speculate, really. Don't know what factions they're going to add. Are any of the factions that we have now really going to change? Are greenskins still going to be on top? Are greenskins going to become the new high elves? Who knows? Welcome to Holdy. Yeah, that's the question. What comes after? Total War 40k? Total War Age of Sigmar? Will I continue covering Total War? Planning to do a lot of Battlefield stuff when that comes out, so who knows? Don't know, it depends what they do. Because I realize how much of a Total War Warhammer channel I am, and not a Total War channel. Like, I don't really make many videos on Three Kingdoms, or Troy, or Thrones of Britannia. So I'm pretty much just a Warhammer guy. So where do I go when Warhammer ends? Depends what they do next. I think the best thing they could do to keep the fantasy going, or the, you know, the fantasy Total Wars, I think the next one would have to be Game of Thrones. I think that would be better than Lord of the Rings, and probably easier to get the rights to and things like that. But I think that would have a lot more you could do with it. Because you could have a big campaign map with all kind of different regions. You got the deserts of the Dothraki and whatever. You've got the North Wastes in the Icy Snow World. Then of course you've got the countryside for most of it. And then all the different factions that could all play quite differently. White Walkers and everything else. That would be cool. Total War, Game of Thrones. That's where I would hope it would go next. Assuming they're going to do another, like, established fantasy thing. Don't Games Workshop already have tabletop rights to Lord of the Rings? I'm not sure. I've heard that Lord of the Rings are quite stingy about giving out the rights, but I don't know. Obviously there's a bunch of Lord of the Rings games, so it can't be that bad. Like Third Age and whatever. Or is that a mod? What's the... I'm sure there was a like an RPG, Lord of the Rings RPG. That was like years ago, but it exists. What are you going to cover? Battlefield, guns, battle classes? We'll see. A little bit of everything. When I started making videos, it was guides for Battlefield, so get a little bit of that going. Try and... got some tactical ideas and things like that. Hopefully it's just good. That's the main thing. Let's just hope it's good. Fortnite Total War? You're predicting a World War I, World War II Total War? Yeah, I'm not sure that would work. That would just be like Company of Heroes or something. Total War 40k would be the dream, but again, it's a difficult one to make work. How do you make that work? You can't have 120 Space Marines in a unit, because then nothing else wins. Like 120 Space Marines versus 120 Hormagaunts. That's a GG for the Tyranids as a race. They'll just be gone. New Game of Thrones show coming out. Yeah, that as well. There is a new Lord of the Rings thing as well, isn't there? Blow myself up with dynamite? I didn't blow myself up. The tank blew me up. With my own dynamite. It's just a happy little accident, as Bob Ross would say. Or an unhappy accident. Tomb Guard, spears. Better use Shepty great bows. Cetra on his chariot. Some big boys. This is Darandor. We don't know much of Darandor's skill. We shall see. Ruster. Coming out with some skirmish cav. Coming out with some manticores. Thousand orcs in a unit. I mean, you could do that in the laboratory in this game. So chasing skirmish cav with his lord, a bad idea. He's never going to catch him, so he's just going to soak up damage. And also risky of those manticores grabbing him. It's wise to pull back. He's got a few bits undefended. He's got that Kemrian in there. Front lines are clashing. Not sure he's got a ton of armor piercing for the front line though. And chaos, you usually need that, although in this case, marauders, you don't need it so much. There are some halberds and some mirror guard. You still want to make a how to get better at Battlefield 1 4 based on our performances? I want to watch like people who consider themselves noobs at Battlefield. I want to watch them play because I don't ever get to see that. Because like with Total War, I get to see this, and this is helpful for me making guides because I can see what people do wrong. Whereas I can't do that in Battlefield without like watching somebody play. Poor old Cetra's been grabbed. It's going to be a GG for him. Yeah, that's what I mean. Space Marines wouldn't be able to have 120 models. They'd be like aspiring champions in this game. You've only got like 12 of them in a unit. That's how it'd have to be. 12 Space Marines versus 120 Hormagaunts or whatever. But that would be difficult. And as Souls pointed out before, if you just have a bunch of Space Marines stood in the open shooting, that just looks kind of stupid. Because surely they would be in cover and stuff. So you'd need a cover system, which obviously Total War has never had. Other than like standing behind a rock or something. Oh, Cetra's alive? Not anymore. $40k is not easy to pull off. Balancing while keeping inertia in game is going to be a challenge. Yes. Welcome, Doom. I'm a big old noob in Battlefield. Okay, so we're gonna watch some V count later. He's gonna stream for us in the Discord, and then I'll watch it and we'll talk about it and we'll laugh at him. Only joking. I would like to do that. I don't even want to necessarily say anything about it at that point. I just want to watch, just to see what kind of things people do and blah blah blah. See what noob mistakes they're making. Maybe I'll do a noob mistakes Battlefield edition. Who knows? Stayed up late. I'm keen for a battle. The unit. Okay, the unit. Yeah, I think Rust is probably a little too good for these new battles. He seems, even though he hasn't played very long, he's got not a bad build. He's got mobility. He's obviously been learning. He's got some anti-infantry. This is Falcon shit all over. But good game, fellas. Let's give Darren Dorr another. Who said the unit? Are you a total noob or a pro? How good are you, my friend? Ruster, I'm going to give you the boot for now. Thanks for playing. Darren Dorr, you can stay there if you want. You can have another one, because that one didn't feel too fair, because Ruster's a bit better. Total War Godzilla. That'd be weird. Be one monster. I would say for Tomb Kings not to really try to play the range game too much, because Chaos ain't going to give you no time to use it. Total War Asia. Well, we've had 3 Kingdoms and Shogun 2. Oh, you've already played. Get out of here. You mainly play campaign. Okay, the unit. Jump in, my man. The password is Crocodile Pants. Lowercase, no space. Crocodile Pants. You can play in a bit, Lucas. Try and get as many people in as want to play. You're decent in Warhammer, but your computer is so laggy. Dratos. Dratos, my man. The slot's reserved for somebody at the moment, so don't join. But it's called Sea Wars. We're just waiting for the unit to join. Hopefully you can find it. If you can't see the game lobby, add me on Steam. That'll make it appear for some reason. It's not crocodile legs, it's crocodile pants. How hard is it to remember my stupid passwords? Jeez. Thanks for trying all the sec. These insane passwords, I know, right? Too many similar things. Pants, legs, feet. It's easy to get confused. Some part of the lower anatomy. Why Jabberslith doesn't fly? That's like asking why a penguin doesn't fly. You seen those little flappers? They're not even wings. Okay, play whichever factions you like. Build your armies. Let's see what you got. Yeah, I think it just has disproportionate wings for the size of its body. Dark Elves versus Noorska. Ready up when you're good to go. Here we go. Couple of noobs just throwing down. So Dark Elves should see Noorska come in and go, okay, they're going to rush me because they don't do anything else. That probably means I don't have a lot of time to use a lot of missile infantry, so I shouldn't bring too much. Instead, I should bring the mobile missile infantry, perhaps. The repeater crossbows. Their infantry could be good. Depends. They might just go marauders. They might go berserkers. One of which is certainly worse than the other. Let's have a look. See. Oh dear. So he's got 2 artillery. And 4 dark shards. So it's not going to be impossible to win or anything with that. But depending on how well Noorska plays it, they may not give him a lot of time to use all that ammo. But he does have a fair amount of infantry, so he can slow them down quite significantly, which should give him some time to use that ammo. So Noorska's got 3 berserkers, 4 berserkers up front. Got some Fimir, got some spears, got some javelins, got Throggo. Got a firecaster at the back, got some skin wolves. Pretty typical Noorskan army. Nice. Dreadlord. Dark caster. I don't want to say too much. We'll let them play, let them make their mistakes. Her opponent is Joan of Arc. Pretty much. When you send a message, others will see that you are subscribed. Did you recently change your settings? Elich isn't even subscribed? God. You're a very mean ninja. Okay, Norska coming up. So the risk of bringing a lot of missiles against someone like Norska is that you're not going to get the time to use it. Because they will rush you, they will come straight for you, they're not going to sit back here and try to shoot you with anything, and you shoot them back and you have a little skirmish. They're just going to come straight at you. He doesn't have any kind of flyers. No manticores or anything. Some shots coming off on the berserkers. So for the Dark Elves, got to look at what the threats are. The berserkers, naturally. Throg, the Fimir, the Skinwolves. When you look at the Dark Elves, you've got to find the threats. It's mostly the missiles. Take care of the missiles, you probably win. There's some Witch Elves. Bit of a burning head, doesn't do a lot though. Black Ark Corsairs. So he's getting some fair damage on some of these berserkers. Charging for the Witch Elves. Gonna trade with them. So berserkers, even though these ones are fairly beaten up, they should still put some hurt on these dread spears, provided they don't break, which they just might. These ones not too bad a condition. Coming in with the Skinwolves on the side, breaking one of the calves. And this is where he could change everything. He takes these out. Fimir coming in. So for the Dark Elves, they need to defend their missiles and keep them firing. For the Norskans, they need to disrupt them and stop them firing, which he's doing a reasonable job of. He's got hold of one of the artillery now. The Fimir have broken through. Just going to free stuff up. Some of the berserkers are broken though. He's done a fair job of beating up the berserkers before they reached him. But he's got Skinwolves all over his missiles and his artillery. That is a bad day for those boys. Gets a little javelin or two on those Dark Riders. Gets rid of them. He microed those up around here with the right idea. That Cav. But unfortunately, I think he just forgot about them, and then they got caught by those and shot. Otherwise, they could have come in. They could have just charged these, actually. They could have taken them out, potentially. Throg not in the best fight, as they are anti-large, those Dread Spears. Throg should probably be hunting down some characters, maybe. Come and taking out the Sorceress. Maybe the Lord. Missiles breaking. Burning Head is quite powerful if it lands. It's just quite hard to land when somebody spaces their army out well. That's why I personally prefer piercing bolts. At least you know where it's going. He's broken a lot of the infantry now for the Dark Elves. So now he needs to focus. I mean, Norska's probably got this mostly in the bag, but like these Dread Spears, you could just ignore these until the end. Come over and try to take out the Lord. Make sure those missiles don't fire. Make sure they die. And you can leave the Dread Spears till last. They're not going to hurt anybody. But there we go. So this will be a prime example of not having enough time to use your missile units, as I imagine the stats at the end will reflect. They probably did a little bit of work, but certainly not enough for what you paid. It's Dark Elves. Couldn't get a ton from their infantry, a little bit from those, what are they called, Witch Elves? No, they called them Witch Hunters. Dark Shards, they got a little bit done, but not enough. And the artillery only got a few volleys off at the start. So not a great deal of damage for many units apart from the skin wolves, so mostly scaring everything off. You can see these units still have a fair amount of health because they just routed, they didn't actually fight. All those ones didn't even rout, but let's have a quick look at the replay, I suppose. Burning Head also has a leadership debuff. Yes, that can be useful. It depends how tightly packed the formation is. And there's always the risk with Burning Head that it'll just backfire. Like, even if you get like a straight line, let's say you manage to get your infantry to all fight so that it ends up on a straight line. If you do a Burning Head from here and try to go down that straight line, there's a chance it'll veer off this way and just start going through your units. So that's why I personally don't really use it. I don't like the gamble. If it goes perfect, it'll stay on their line and it'll absolutely ruin them. But it's rare. It's rare to happen so well. So not a lot you could do for Norska here in terms of disrupting this stuff early. If you had a bit of skirmish cav, you could have vanguarded it behind and just come back here and pestered them. Made them look the other way and stuff. But he didn't have any skirmish cav. He had his skin wolves coming down the flank. No flyers, like I said, no manticores. Here's that Burning Head attempt. That did some nice damage to those witch elves. Half their health gone. But also quite easy to dodge. Does get the Blackout Corsairs a little bit. Doesn't do a ton to them though. So I think to win this one you just really needed to get some serious focus firing for the Dark Elves. Focus fire down the Marauders as much as you can. Maybe if you can get them to half health, as he's done with this one, and then do the same thing to this one. And let those fight the infantry that are hopefully in relatively good health. And then try to focus down the Fimir with the missiles. Focus down Throg. Just take out the powerful stuff. Everything probably could have been spaced out a little bit more. Because when you put, let's say you had your missile units, currently they're here, 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 and here. Which is not really a far distance. If someone comes here and kills these ones, they've only got a short distance to get to these ones. And these units have a fair bit of range, so they could cover each other from farther away if they were like this. And you were spread extra wide. If there were skin wolves trying to bounce from all of these units, they'd have to go a lot farther, which would give you time to turn and shoot the skin wolves. So you could space out a little bit more. If you're going missile heavy, you kind of need the extra space. We had the sword and shield, so probably not the best lord pick as well. Dark Elves have got a lot of strong lords. Malekith, Marathi. That lord's pretty standard. No cav either. Other than the Dark Riders. Maybe could have done with some Cold Rider spears. Cold One spears. They could have taken these on a little. Could have hammer and anviled the Marauders. Yeah, there's a few things we could have done. Anyway. Let's sit there all day. Good game though, fellas. Thanks for playing. Let's have another one. So Z-Wars number 1 now is the room. Look for the number 1, otherwise you'll be joining the old room. We'll do, how about an auto-gen free-for-all? And it's really easy to dodge. Yeah, if you do a Burning Head quite early in the game before the two armies have engaged, usually the receiving player will have a lot of time to see it. Whereas if the battle's kind of underway and everyone's looking elsewhere and everything's busy because it's, you know, the fast pace of battle, they're a lot less likely to notice it, and thus you might do a better job with it. But like I say, it's an unpredictable spell, so May just be my being terrible at defensive playstyles, but Reaper bolt throwers just never seem to do any work. They need time. That's the problem. There is like some artillery hits hard quick, like cannons or Skaven artillery, but some artillery is kind of, you need to use up the entire lot of the ammo to get the most of it. And I think that's one of those artillery. Akbar's going to win this, so I don't even know where we're playing yet, but okay, we'll stick with this map. So this is going to be, we got to try and make this work again. So this is an auto-gen free-for-all. So what you're going to do, when I say, not just yet, is you're going to change to a faction that nobody's playing. So in this case, we'll say the Dark Elves, because it's a Warhammer 2 faction, so everyone will have them. And then when I say so, you change back to your faction, and then as quickly as possible, so I know that you're not cheating, is you change your faction, boom, it lands on the faction, you come down here to where the little dice symbol is, you hit it just once, and then you hit start battle, and then we should see a tick appear next to your name. If that takes too long for that tick to appear, then I'm going to assume that you're hitting the auto-gen button over and over again until you get an army you like, which isn't fair, because everyone should be doing it just the once. So, change to the faction that you want to be right now. I assume most of you are already there, but I just saw you change down here, so I don't know if you want to be them. Okay, never mind. That's not what I meant, but it's the other way around. Okay, change, and then ready up quick. Boom. Bombot's taking a while. Bombot's taking a while. Why is he not ready in? Don't trust it. Said go fast. We got a space. Bombot, you can rejoin if you want. But you got to be quick. As I said, you need to see the tick appear so that I know that you're not selecting through trying to find an army you like. Hopefully they add an auto-gen all armies. Oh, I fucking wish. I mean, I can't even like just look at the armies to check, because then we could see what they're doing, but we can't. Alright, Rust has beat you back. You can jump in the next one. No bomb, or I forgot what your name was. Something with bomb in it. Like I said, gotta be quick so that I can trust people. You don't even really need to change to the other faction. Danu's just taking ages. I lose the will with this game mode, honestly. I feel like I need to write out the instructions or something. Whatever. Just go. Akbar's gonna win anyway, so yeah, I don't know why anyone's bothering. Hey man, I just got surgery. This looks like a cool game. That's a weird intro. Hello, I just had surgery. Welcome, hope you're still alive. Whatever it was. I can hear a car alarm. I always feel like it's my car alarm, even though I know it's probably not. Someone around here has a dodgy car alarm. It always goes off. Alright. Who have I offended now? If Akbar loses, then I'm deleting Warhammer 2. I'm just quitting YouTube. That's how important this is. I was only joking, surgery guy. It's all good. I kicked the poor lad for taking too long, even though everyone else ended up doing it as well. When you hit autogen, it gives you an army, right? It puts up a random bunch of units. Sometimes that army can be absolutely terrible. Sometimes it can be pretty good. If you keep hitting the autogen button, you can just hit it until you find an army that's good. That is unfair in the idea of this whole thing. So that's why we can't let people take too long. Because it makes me think that they're... Because it takes less than 2 or 3 seconds to hit autogen and then hit start battle. So there's no reason for that tick to take any longer other than they're changing their army somehow. So I'm just trying to keep it fair. That's the idea. Battle is underway. Let's see what Akbar's got. Lothland Sea Guard, some spears, some chariots. Ooh, bolt thrower, dragon princes, silver helms, archmage of life, and a dragon. Not a bad army. It's got some heals and some magic in general. Greenskins chariots. Got some spiders. Got some orc boys. Got some black orcs. Got the crimson killers. Pump wagons. Got some ogres. Azag. Chaos Warhounds. Ooh, double hell cannon for the chaos. Some chaos spawn. Chaos warriors. Forsaken trolls, ogres. Lore of death. Sorcerer. Dwarfs, hammerers. Longbeards, miners. Whole mixture of infantry. Got a bit of artillery, bit of missiles. Got Ungrim. Got a Thane. Iron Drakes. Akbar getting in there. Is there a chance that I might be able to play? There is. There is a chance. Oh, Azag running away from Archmage of Life? Really, Azag? Take that, mate. That's your fight. He should be running from you, not the other way around. Although, you know, the dragon, I suppose, kind of ruins it. Forgot about the dragon. Run away, lad. Got some ogres chilling. Oh, they're frozen. Frozen ogres.
It's gonna slam into us.
Akbar's got quite a lot to get through, to be honest. I think he's going to struggle with this. He's got 2 units of Black Orcs. That's pretty tough. He does have his dragon, though. He should probably use his dragon to, you know... Breathy. Oh, Chaos just chilling out. Having a little shootout with the dwarfs, are we? Who would have thought the Chaos and the dwarfs would be having a shootout? The chaos, the dwarfs you expected from, but the chaos, not so much. Greenskins losing the missiles. Oh, Akbar's also got some cheeky shadow warriors. Oh, they're about to get charioted. Got a cav there to help out, though. I need to sneeze. I'm okay. I'm okay. Still a shootout. So this could make things interesting if these two finish up their fight first. Because one of them is going to come over here, but these two may not have even engaged each other yet. Looks like Chaos is making the move, though. Does Chaos have the tools? Chaos doesn't have a lot of armor piercing. It's got some great weapons. It's got some trolls. It's got the ogres, but not sure that's going to be enough to get through these Dawi. Maybe you should have snuck over here and come up behind Akbar. We shall see. Hell cannon's nearly out of ammo. They've been able to use it all. Nice hit. Nice hit. His thunder is pretty dangerous for the dwarfs.
Do not shame your ancestors.
Oh, there's a breath attack. I think it kind of hit his own unit, unfortunately. Kind of went in the middle. It was a good angle, but for some reason it just went a bit weird. Happens sometimes. Akbar looking good, though. He's taking out the greenskins fairly comfortably. He's got the most points, but Marth isn't far behind, and Marth still has quite a lot left. He's still got his artillery, but they're nearly, oh, one of them's nearly out of ammo. Still got a lot of ranged power. A lot of his infantry's been beaten up. Still a little hell cannon ammo coming. Just a little. This one's out though. Chaos Dwarfs. They are in Warhammer 2. Just as the ogres are. Who knows which one will make it to a full faction. One thing we do know, who's got the sillier hats? That'll be these boys. That'll be this little chap. What is he doing? He was like trying to clean up. Go on, son. Look alive. What's he gonna do? Get him! He's just really angry. He's just psyching himself up. No, he's not doing anything. He's just watching. Fuck that dragon, he says. Fuck that wyvern. Dwarf's got a lot of missiles left. That could be hard to get to. Oh, Akbar's still got a little artillery ammo, though. So he could use that up before he has to engage. Try and take out some Darwi. Dwarf's in the lead now. Ogres do like a good hat, do they? Come on, Chaos Dwarfs. What do the Chaos Dwarfs play like in tabletop? Does anybody know? If the Dwarfs are like super defensive, ranged faction, what are the Chaos Dwarfs like? I don't even know. Akbar making some moves over slightly. Getting some shots. I think this is a tough stop with the dwarfs. All Akbar can hope is that Chaos run the dwarfs out of ammo, but there's a lot left. Chaos Dwarfs have magic, monsters, and land trains with good infantry. Sounds interesting. Wait, this game has a multiplayer? Yes, John, yes it does. It's always been there. But it is not that popular. I don't know what the stats are like now, but a couple of years ago, CA said that something like 80% of players never touch multiplayer. Most people just play campaigns. Juk, but hey! Yeah, I think a lot of people don't touch multiplayer, which is a shame. Because it's the best way to experience Total War battles. Certainly better than campaign. Chaos Dwarfs will probably play like a Beastman Dwarf hybrid. Lore-wise, the Chaos Dwarfs seem very similar to the Dwarfs, but have magic. Lots of extremely devastating demon-possessed artillery, and greenskin slave infantry. Oh. Ooh, greenskins, you say? They ride fiery winged bulls. I am most curious. I've got probably over 20k hours in all Total Wars combined, but not once have I done a single multiplayer battle. Oh, John. Oh, John, you're the perfect one. Come on, John, now's the time. You're going to play your first multiplayer battle after 20k hours. Do it right here in front of everybody. Come on. We'll find you a noob opponent to fight. Although you might not be a noob. You might be a freaking pro and not realize. Do love trying to make the virgins fight. The multiplayer versions, that is. I used to be a campaign-only player. Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm glad I got some people into multiplayer. Honestly, multiplayer seems really intimidating until you try it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the trouble for a lot of people. They're afraid to make that first step. And because it's a one-on-one, it's a little more daunting. If you were fighting a battle and it was 20 players versus 20 players, a lot more people would try it because it's not so daunting when you're part of a big team. But when you play 1v1, it's a lot more personal, and you know, any fault is entirely yours, and no one can carry you. So it is a bit more spooky, I think. Which is, I think, is what puts a lot of people off. Chicka bump here, multiplayer virgin. Hey, if we can get 2 virgins or an extra virgin to fight John. Hey, he'll do it. Nice. Alright, it's on. We'll do that for the next one. Although if Akbar loses, then, you know, I've got to delete the game, so maybe not. Come on, Akbar. This is the time for a hammer and anvil. Boom. Or you should be getting into these. Look. We've still got Dragon Princes. You've got the hammer and anvil kings. Go. Sick 'em. Don't worry about these clowns. Actually, no, you can take these out. Oh, they don't even have any ammo left. That artillery is literally just free money. Free points, but you know, you got to win, so maybe don't wear your units down. I have no clue even how that works. You know what YouTube thinks of people saying virgin on stream? No, it's only Twitch that has a problem with people saying virgins. I can say what I like on YouTube. That's one of the good things about YouTube. You can just not so precious as Twitch is. It's also the fact that CA obviously emphasizes the single player aspect overwhelmingly. Yeah, exactly. And because they basically put no effort into Total War multiplayer. Like, it's very basic. Like, as in, you know, the system in game, it's just not even really there. With the World Championship that got organized, and with videos and stuff that I've done, and more people getting into multiplayer a little bit, I'm hoping maybe they'll make an effort with Warhammer 3, but I'm not honestly holding on to much hope. Maybe a few little improvements, but it's not going to be... I don't know, I don't think it'll be that great. Come on, Akbar. Hammer these missiles. Stop them from firing. That's the goal. Stop those... Oh, I think the Thunderers are probably the most dangerous. Trollhammers are bad too. Get your Lord in there. Disrupt with the Lord. I'm just trying to help Akbar now. Can't have Akbar lose. Otherwise we all lose. I am known in many communities as an auto-resolve addict too. So manual battles are not really something I shine at. It's quite common, I think. Who's Akbar's Lord? The Mage of Life. He's still got some heals. Oh, he's run out of healing for his dragon. If he gets rid of this infantry, all he's got to do then is just chip away at that Lord and Hero. He could do this, the lad. He could do this. He needs to get the 2 heroes separated, which he currently does have slightly. Just needs to be careful with his Lord. If he's got any breath attacks left, they'll help him out. Why am I in a hot tub? Hey, I can get away with a hot tub on Twitch. That's the funny thing about it. There was a time when even men weren't allowed to take their top off. Like, if I took my top off on Twitch, I'd get banned. But now, You can jump in a hot tub, shake around with your ass out. That's fine, no worries. That's good, wholesome viewing. That's what a gaming website's supposed to be for. Go on, Akbar, you got this. He is making sure all the little bits don't get away so they don't come back. Oh, we still got some boys over here to deal with, Longbeards. This is going to be close. I think Akbar could do this, but it is going to be tough. With Ongrim as well, the anti-large Ongrim. And a Thane. And those Longbeards. He should probably try and get rid of those Longbeards while they're separated. But all this stuff's over here. Yeah, I joke about the hot tub streams and the sleep streams. We'll get around to them one day. Maybe for the million subscribers. Million subscribers goal. Once I hit that mark, hot tub stream. Clock's running out. Oh yeah, so it is. Down to 4 minutes. I think maybe once or twice we've run out of time in a free-for-all, but not very often. Akbar is playing the slow and cautious game, which is wise, but actually he could... I mean, as long as he doesn't draw kite here. Come on, Akbar, don't just run away for 4 minutes. That's called draw kiting, and that is not how we do it. Everything's broken, you don't need to chase this stuff off. All you got to do is kill this lot. He can do this. He can definitely do this. He's got those big old dragon princes in good health. You pin stuff down and you hit him from the back with those. Get the dragon and the lord, targeting one of these two. Take him out. There's a charge with the silver helms. Bring in the princes, there we go. Well, he's got the two lords, the characters together. He's got to be careful with that. In comes the dragon. In comes the hammer. Oh, little magic spell. Not sure if that did more damage to him or not. In comes the other charge. Those Longbeards. They're still tough. Probably want to cycle charge those dragon princes. Oh, the dragon though. Oh, Ungrim's nearly down. Got to be careful with that Archmage life. He's a bit squishos. Oh, it's going to be close. Dragon has survived, but only just. He might come back. Oh, he doesn't want to leave that lord there. Don't push your luck. Don't push it, Akbar. Get that lord out of there, man. Get him out. Get him out and healed if you can. Dragon's coming back. One big charge. He might be able to take out Ungrim. Oh, we hit him. 70 health for Ungrim Iron Fist. If he goes down, they might lose the... Oh, he's bringing the Lord back in. Oh. Oh, he gets him. Ungrim's gone. Can he take out the Thane? His Lord is on very low health. It's a risky game he's playing. 2 minutes left. If he can just break those Longbeards, I think he's going to. Get those cycle charges. Then you can just wear down the Thane. Oh, if Akbar loses his lord, that might cause a rout. I don't know. That Thane's got a lot of health, you see. As long as Akbar stays fighting in some way, there's only a minute left. Those dragon princes could just surround him. They'll probably beat on him. He doesn't need to charge his lord in there. He might get some heals. Maybe he'll get enough for an Earthblood, if he's lucky. In the book.
Truth, justice.
It's looking like Akbar's gonna do it. Unless this Thane can rout off some dragon princes. But I don't think he will. I mean, you could even cycle charge the Thane with the Dragon Princes and keep knocking him over. Although maybe he's a bit more sturdy for that nowadays. Maybe that wouldn't work too well. I was out of my depth in this battle. Who are you? Are you the Greenskins?
Our resolve is failing.
Oh, nice hit from the Lord. Oh, it wavers him. Can Akbar get the win-win instead of the clock running out 19 seconds? I think he's got the win either way unless that Thane gets a big hit on the Archmage. Oh, he's not going to play it. He's not going to risk it. He's not silly. The Thane turns around. Punches him again. 4 seconds. I think Akbar's done it. There we go. It's all over. Well played. I think Akbar got that. He was the most. He had the most points. There was no last man standing bonus because 2 armies were alive. But as I said, Akbar's already won. So why did we bother playing that match? I don't know. Well played, Akbar. Just and just. Good effort. Marth nearly got him. I was going to help an Akbar out there, so I do apologise. But like I said, I would have had to delete the channel and everything and uninstall the game, so we couldn't have that. So I had to help him out a little bit. The stream is saved, exactly. Thanks, Akbar, for saving the stream. There's too much to look at. That took 20 minutes. Let's just move on, shall we? Good game, fellas, though. It's fun. Fun finish. I don't have to uninstall. Life's good. Good work, Akbar. Okay. Where's John? Where's John and somebody else who said they never had a multiplayer battle? Where are the virgins? Bring the virgins out. Bring me my virgins. We still got John around and someone else sleeping in a hot tub stream. No, I missed that bit of chat. Sleeping in a hot tub stream. That's basically watching me slowly die. You just see me sleeping and I'll slowly slip down into the hot tub and drown. And that'll be the end of me. It'll probably make world news that streamer dies in hot tub. And that'll be my claim to fame. But you know, I'll be dead, so not so good. Not so good, I don't think. Okay, if you go onto multiplayer battle, you should see a room called Z-Wars 1. Z-Wars 1, number 1. The password is Crocodile Pants. One word, lowercase, Crocodile Pants. Join up, Jono, and who else said it earlier? Looking for a noob, someone who's never played multiplayer before would be ideal. If you've been thinking about giving it a try, but you've been a little bit scared, why not do it right now in front of 70 people? Give it a go. Worst that's going to happen is that you're going to lose, and then you're going to move on with your life. Should be fine. Okay, Charmander. Who's Charmander? Other than the beginning form of Charizard. Ungrim died after killing a star dragon. He went down a champ. Stephen Best. Why is Steph excited by Stephen? Is it because they share the name Steph and Steve? Are you a noob, Stephen Best? Do you consider yourself a noob? How many multiplayer games have you played? Any? Are these pants made from crocodiles or pants made for crocodiles to wear? I mean, I think that's a stupid question, if I'm honest. Obviously, for crocodiles to wear. Never played multiplayer before, but I've logged some hours in campaign. Is that okay? That is perfect. That's the same as what John has done, so let's do it. Play whichever faction you like, preferably different factions, but if you want to both be the same, you can do that. Whichever faction you might... If you played multiplayer, which faction would you like to main? Generally in multiplayer, everyone mains one certain faction, maybe 2 or 3, if you want to play like more competitive. For like me, I'm a Greenskins player. I play Greenskins. That's the only faction I really want to play. At a push, I'll play some other ones, but mostly Greenskins. Let's play a good old classic that is Tower of Hose. So we got some Dark Elf on Dark Elf action. This could get pretty sexy. Pretty weird, pretty quick. You can do mirror matches. It would be better to watch if it wasn't a mirror match, but it's not a big deal. If you really want to play Dark Elves, play Dark Elves. Or we could say that neither of you play Dark Elves. And nobody play Dwarfs, because they're boring. Gonna go Tomb Kings instead. Cool. So with multiplayer, which you won't know from campaign. In campaign, you might bring a lot of missiles and artillery, and you just kill everything before it reaches you. That doesn't really work in multiplayer so well, unless you know what you're doing. So don't just bring loads of ranged units and think it's going to work the same. Players are generally much smarter and better at flanking you, thus making it harder for you to have time to use all those missiles and artillery. In this case, you're both new, so it might not be so bad, but maybe it will. Depends how experienced at campaign you are. Because we've had some campaign-only multiplayers, some campaign-only players come into multiplayer, but they're actually pretty good because they just have played a lot or they play a certain way. And then we've had other people that have come from campaign-only and they're kind of not very good at multiplayer, shall we say. Probably because they've played just sitting behind artillery, or they use doom stacks. They haven't really played with balanced armies and using tactics. So yeah, depending on how you play campaign, I think that translates to multiplayer. Why can't I see this multiplayer in my multiplayer list? Not sure, but if you add me on Steam, you should be able to see it. That's my issue when playing Skaven. I tend to bring too much units of artillery. Pretty much everyone does. Any newer player that plays Skaven, they always bring too many missiles, not enough protection, or they just don't know how to protect it. Skaven are quite hard to play, that sort of play style. There's a nice add-on, in my opinion, for campaign, the unit caps one. Yeah, I enjoy the unit caps ones. There's another mod that I wanted to try that somebody, the guy who made it sent me, told me about it. It's called Nerfageddon. I think I tried it a little bit, but not properly. But it basically nerfs all the buffs that units and lords get, so they're closer to multiplayer. So it's basically, excuse me, closer to playing multiplayer in campaign, rather than having like super buffed up Skaven slaves that, you know, can tank stuff out. Yeah, I'm probably a noob, but I hate ranged units in general. My favorite army is a flat stack of witch elves. And maybe 4 Doomfire Warlocks. See, that wouldn't be too bad, depending on the faction that you're facing. In multiplayer, factions and faction strengths and weaknesses matter a lot more than they do in campaign. So there's kind of a whole another load of knowledge you need to gain there. Nerfageddon, yeah, that's the mod. And obviously with unit caps, you are limited, so you can't bring, you know, half an army of witch elves. You can only bring like 5 at most. What is the name of this mod? Yeah, what Rusty said above, Nerfageddon. I'm not sure if it got updated for the latest patch, though. Single player teaches awful habits for multiplayer in this game. Indeed. Okay, they're both ready. Let's do it. 2 virgins about to get it on. Wow. I would get a lot more viewers if I put that as my stream title and my thumbnail. Imagine the thumbnail. Actually, don't. Just don't. Thinking about playing as lizardmen in multiplayer, since everyone loves dinosaurs. Lizardmen are a reasonable faction to play. They're pretty strong, pretty versatile, pretty user-friendly. Whereas some factions you really can't make mistakes so much with. Lizardmen are pretty forgiving. Can't seem to locate it in workshop. Should be there. Except all these clowns. Come on in, my friends. What am I looking for? Can I get to workshop from here? I can. I can't remember how it was spelt. Two Ds? Yeah, there you go. It's got 2 Ds in it. That is how Rusty spelt it. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so like all this skill tree stuff doesn't affect units so much, so you can't buff units up loads. Technology as well, it all gets buffed down. Items, followers. Yeah, so it's a cool idea. How well it works though, not sure, I haven't played it that much. How would you rank the elves in order of difficulty? To play in multiplayer? If that is the question, then I'd say... how easy to play? I think High Elves are probably the easiest to play, but they're the kind of worst faction of the 3. Wood Elves are probably a bit harder, because their playstyle is generally a bit different, whereas Dark Elves can have a bit more of a traditional playstyle, even though their army is a bit lacking as well. So yeah, I guess High Elves, Dark Elves, Wood Elves, maybe? I don't know. I've only ever done Ultra Scale, so this is double version. Yeah, multiplayer is always in large. I mean, it doesn't have to be for these custom battles, but if you played quick battles, the ranked battles, it would be set to large. The game is balanced around large unit sizes, so yes. But that shouldn't feel too different. If you were playing on small unit sizes or medium, then it might feel a bit weird, because things do perform differently on those difficulties. Like magic can be way more powerful and stuff. But this shouldn't feel too different going from ultra to large. What is this? It's Surtha Ek. John is actually Surtha Ek. He is Surtha Eking this shit up. Alright, what's he got? So, who was it? What was his name? What was his name? Forgotten his name. Stephen, of course it was. Steve! Steve's got Tomb Guard. Halberds. John's coming out with all the chariots. Scourge Runners. Manticores. Couple of cheekies. Death Sorcerer. He's got the magic at least. Cetra on the big boy. Chariots coming in after Cetra. Surprised he's not taking that fight. So Ushabti running away. I'm going to guess he's got things on skirmish. Got some Witch Elves coming in. John with a million Scourge. Can you bring this many Scourge Runners? Can you bring 5? I did put unit caps on, right? This artillery, fairly undefended. There for the taking. As he is going to take it. Some Skeleton Horsemen coming out the woodwork. Witch Elves getting stuck in there. Got a massive infantry blob fight here. Chariots getting into some Tomb Guard. Nice. Some chariots a little beaten up. Ushabti Greatbows over here though, getting beaten down by 2 Manticores. Is he going to try and save those with these? He could do. He is. That's what he's doing. Getting some shots on those at least. Oh, bit of Cav coming out. No, this is Dark Rider. I thought it was Chaos Cav for a second. I was like, hold on. Chaos isn't in this fight. It's because of the black. It's confused me. Tomb Queen's infantry breaking. Good surround from John, attacking from many, many angles. Losing some of his chariots. Does have the Tomb Guard halberds to fight though. Obviously his chariots being large aren't going to like fighting that too much. Supreme Sorceress of Death though broken. That's pretty big. Could be a pretty big loss for John if he can't recover that. That's one thing about multiplayer as well. You have to be much more careful with your Lord, because players will generally get after it way better than the AI will. There's Ushabti hanging on. So this is a dangerous spot though. If that Lord comes back, if he has Purple Sun or something. He has Soul Blight, Doom and Darkness, Spirit Leech, an Aspect of the Dread Knight. So no No big worry, but the units being clumped up like this, that could be pretty bad. Excuse me. If there was a wind spell or a vortex spell. Chaos. Mostly defeated. The Surfer Ek plan not working this day. Good game though, fellas. John coming out with an unorthodox build. Gave himself a lot to manage. But didn't do too badly. Did a good bit of damage. But that is the trouble when fighting the unbreakableness, or the unroutableness rather, of the Tomb Kings. Can be pretty tough. Well, that was cool. Glad you enjoyed it, man. Let's look at some damage. No great performers for this one. Too many chariots. So this many chariots would generally be a little bit hard to get great use of. Although you did have the ranged advantage with these all being Scourge Runners, so you could have just stayed out the way using up all the Scourge Runner ammo first. Cetra doing a bit. I think this was mostly a routing job, so not a great deal of damage. Some work for the halberds. That's good stuff. Well played, fellas. Thanks for playing. Glad you both enjoyed it. Hope you did anyway. Hope they would get a bunch of ranged units to nuke. Yeah, you probably just needed a bit more infantry. Even if it's only cheap. Just stuff to pin down other infantry with, usually. With someone like the Dark Elves against the Tomb Kings. Just pin down their skeletons and then use your stronger units to get their Ushabti and their constructs. So it's just what? Bleak swords, dread spears. Hope to terror out or something. Not a bad plan. Okay. Ah, Mark, come on. You played 3 times already. Get out of here. Let's give anyone else a chance first. Okay, who else wants to play? We got the unit. Anyone else? Hold up, Mark. Let's see who else we want to play. Who else wants to play? He's keen, he's keen. We'll give him that. I'm very noob. The unit wants to go again. Alright. Kenny Davis, let's do this. Let's see how very noob you really are. Jump on in, my man. We'll save you the spot. Password is Crocodile Pants. One word, lowercase. Crocodile Pants. Jump on in. Go to multiplayer from the main menu. Look for the game Z Wars 1. If you can't see it, let me know. We'll probably do this and then one more game, and then we're going to go to the battlefield, I think. Boring Fools 1. We're not playing Boring Fools 1, Dingo. We're playing Boring Feet. I can't remember. I have to ask feet count. Well, but at least I've done some multiplayer now. There you go. You did it in front of a little audience. If you can do it in front of an audience, you can do it by yourself with no audience, right? And hey, you lost, and guess what? You're fine. But if you get deep into multiplayer, that's where it starts to become fun. You start to look at builds, and you start to... So when you play the Dark Elves and you get the Tomb Kings, you go, okay, what works well against the Tomb Kings? What doesn't work well against the Tomb Kings? And you can start to adjust your build and just create your own builds. And that's really where the fun of multiplayer is. Getting builds, trying them out, trying to make them work. You can get quite in-depth with it. But you don't have to. You can still keep it quite simple sometimes. Two seconds. Back in the room, back in the room. Okay, what do we got? Is this Kenny? This isn't Kenny. If you can't see the game, Kenny, add me on Steam. Search my name as it is. Danish Dragon, sorry to boot you. We were just waiting for somebody though. You can try and get back in the next one though. We'll probably do a free-for-all to finish. Played multiplayer and entertained people around the world. See, that's how you do it when you first play multiplayer. Entertain. I've got a feeling a lot of multiplayer is about taking out single entity units and duking it out with the remains from what I've seen here today. In some cases it can be. Yeah, it really depends on the faction. It's really just about taking out the strongest parts of the enemy army, which very often is single entities. So yeah, that is part of it. So yeah, you should be able to find the game now, Kenny. If not, I can send you an invite. But I was Danish Dragon God. You can join the next one, Lucas. I just already reserved a slot for Kenny for this one. So we'll get you in the next one, which will probably be a free-for-all. If you fancy. Well, there's always my Discord. There's lots of people on there, lots of new players on there who are also just getting into Total War multiplayer. So if you want to learn in a more friendly environment, that's a good place to go. If you try to play, you can play multiplayer custom battles like in the lobbies in the game and with quick battles, but it's so hit or miss on whether you'll find someone who A, is playing properly and isn't just trying to cheese you, or, you know, just is either too good for you and thus they'll just crush you every time and it won't be fun, or they might be a noob like you and then maybe you'll get kind of a decent battle. But then they might be too much of a noob and then it'll be too easy for you and then you don't get a decent battle. So playing in somewhere like a Discord, you can find more appropriate opponents, shall we say. Play whichever factions you like. Let's change the map though. Gonna keep it kind of similar. Let us play Schwarzapfen. Fairly flat, no trees though. Cheers, Salt. There's a Discord if you want to take a look-see. We're going to do one more battle after this one. Probably a free-for-all. If there's nobody else that wants to fill it up, you can join Marth, but you've already played 3 times today. I don't want to have to kick you again. I don't like kicking people. But at the same time, I try to get in as many different people that want to play as possible. So everyone can at least play once. What did Steven say? That was more chaotic than I expected too, without being able to slow anything down. Yeah, I think that's one of the big differences for someone coming from campaign to multiplayer, is the speed at which you need to do everything. Excuse me. Yeah, you got to think a lot faster. There's no pausing or slowing down, as you say, unless both players decide to do it. So yeah, you got to think fast. You got to move your mouse fast as well. You got to whiz around the map as quickly as possible. Move the camera around if you need to. It's a bit more frantic, but you get used to that over time, and you will always make mistakes in every battle you ever play. Even the best players of this game in multiplayer always make at least one mistake, probably more, in every battle. It happens because you can't micro everything all of the time, but that's fine. See you later, Rusty. Thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the weekend. Let's see what these two noobos can do. We got a Spellweaver of Life on the field. Taking their time on loading in though. Alright, alright, alright. What else? Eternal Guard. Deepwood Scouts. Some Wild Riders. Some Eagle. Spellweaver of Life. Fairly standard Wood Elf army there. Lizards, spears up front. Some skinks, some chameleons for Kenny. Bastillodon. Crockgar. Grimlock. Revivification Crystal. Some Croxicles. Cheekies. Okay. We shall see how this goes, eh? They sell babies at the shop now in the Netherlands? Christ. See if they got some in stock. Yeah, might get lucky. Okay. So the unit looking quite organized. Got a decent formation. Moving it well enough. Kenny looking like he's trying to manage things. He's trying to get it going. His formation not quite as clean. Got to be careful of having units all in a line as well. Not that the Wood Elves have too many great spells. Especially not from the Lore of Life. As in wind spells, that is. But Kenny wants to play the offensive here. He is the aggressive faction. He is going to get shot to Scheisse if he just sits there, so he's got to get moving. What he's going to need to try and do is chase off these missiles. He's got some skinks that can do that. They've got a silver shield, so they can waste some of the ammo. They can try and just chase off these missile units. They're going to skirmish. He's probably made the mistake here of bringing Saurus warriors with shields. Saurus spears with shields. Who don't do a great deal. I mean, they'll do a great deal of damage to large units. But Saurus warriors would do much better here, and they'd be able to beat the crap out of these Eternal Guard and beat their way through them. Whereas they're probably just going to be in a bit of a stalemate with Saurus spears. So should have bought the more damage dealer front line, basically. He's got the Stegodon, could try and disrupt. Those skinks got caught. He could also use the chameleon skinks to chase these with and to shoot them. Because they don't have a lot of armor, the chameleon skinks will be able to do some damage. And with their 40% missile resistance, they don't have to worry too much about getting shot themselves. Crockgar's been a bit focus fired though. He needs to get out of there. Oh, Cav coming around the flank. Nice disruption and getting hold of those missiles for the unit. So generally when you fight Wood Elves, this is what you see. Eternal Guard just kind of blocking and buying time for all of this stuff. The missiles, specifically. And then there'll probably be a bit of cav running around, coming in the flanks sometimes. So generally when you fight Wood Elves, you usually want to come heavy on the stuff that can chase down missiles, i.e. cavalry. Some nice light cavalry would do well. Lizardmen don't really have that though, so you could go for flyers, ripidactyls, although they're a bit squishy, they might get shot. So you might just have to go with something like Cold Ones, who are a bit slower, but they could still chase and catch these. Albeit getting a little bit shot up in the process. Could bring some other stuff, I suppose, like Razordons might be able to do something. They're quite quick, but not ideal for melee, perhaps. But yeah, just overwhelming them and rushing around, getting behind them and getting after their missiles is really the key to taking out Wood Elves. If you give them lots of space like they have here, they're just going to do exactly what they're doing. They're just going to sit in space and shoot you. Going to wear down all your big stuff. Got those Wild Riders, which are hard to get rid of as well, without any cav of your own. Because it's all well and good bringing spears to be anti-large, but the trouble with spear infantry anti-large is that most large can just run away from it. Like those spears, they have, what, 31 speed? They're going to get outrun by an eagle, 94 speed. The Wild Riders, 70 odd speed. The Lord going to have loads of speed. So, yeah, in days of Warhammer multiplayer at the moment, these kind of units, anti-large infantry units, are more of just a deterrent to make things run away. Because any decent player will probably run away as soon as the anti-large gets a hold of their large units. Kroq-Gar in a bad spot, getting shot, getting stabbed up. You see these spears, they'll get a hold of the eagle for a second, but then he'll probably just fly away. Like so. So yeah, this is why anti-large units, anti-large infantry I should say, are not quite as effective as they really should be. So bringing too many is a bit of a waste. Usually. Not always, but usually. You would have been better off with Saurus Warriors, because they're more damage dealer. They could take out the Eternal Guard. They could beat up even the Wild Riders, as long as they didn't get charged by them too much. It's looking like the Wood Elves bringing this one home. They'll dine on lizards tonight. Oh, we did have a bit of cav. Did have some Cold Run Riders. Not sure where they were. Maybe they were Vanguard deployed somewhere. Did they Vanguard deploy? No, they don't. Guess I'm just... Oh, no, they were in the trees, weren't they? I think they were over here. Do remember seeing them now. Yeah, a little more cav. Would have gone a long way. Or I reckon. Good game, fellas. The unit not looking too bad in that one. Kenny just needed... I think Kenny is just mostly the units. I mean, Chameleon Skinks, good pick. Kroq-Gar, good pick. Kroxagors are a bit hit or miss, especially against the Wood Elves who like to shoot things or have spears, so probably wouldn't have taken the Kroxagors. Revivification Crystal is probably good if you want to bring some large monster along, like a Stegodon or an Ancient Stegodon or a Dreadsaurian, because they can help heal that up. Otherwise, they're not too much use on their own. I mean, obviously they can heal other stuff as well, but usually that healing's best off on things that can really make use of it, such as big, large, spooky stuff. So if you change these to Saurus Warriors, maybe you lost these and got maybe another Carnosaur, so you have double Carnosaur. Or you could bring... You could have gone for a Skink Oracle, get the old Troglodon. There's options there. Anyway, let's keep it moving. What were we going to do? Free-for-all to finish. Thanks for playing the unit. Thanks for playing your opponent, who I've forgotten already. Forgive my memory. Kenny. It was Kenny. Free-for-all. Last game of the day. Let's go. Who we got? Sans Odd. 2 more. Milton's back. 1 more. Did I say somebody could get in this one? Yeah, Ripidactyls could have been a good one because they're nice and fast. But they are quite lightly armored, so I don't wonder if they might get shot up, but maybe. Thanks for playing, Kenny. And unit. Alright, Bombot's back. Cool. That's the guy I kicked earlier, so at least he gets his game in. Good stuff. Let's do good old Lost Temple, shall we, to finish? Play whichever factions you like, or I can do the faction picker if you want. Up to you. Either pick your own faction or ask for the faction picker. I felt very lost. Yes, it is a daunting experience. It's quite common to feel very lost when you're new to multiplayer. Hell, even when I start playing multiplayer again, sometimes I kind of go in and out of playing it. I usually feel pretty rusty. Excuse me, pretty rusty and quite lost as well. So Takes a little getting used to, especially if you haven't played it for a while. Yeah, I'm not bothering you guys with my crappy skills. That's what this whole thing's about, John. We got a mixture of noobs and better players. That's why we do the noob battles occasionally. Sometimes we do 2v2s with a noob on either side and a better player on either side. Mix it around. Off to work. Thanks for watching, Charles. Hope you have a good day at work. Whatever it may be. Working those streets. Shaking that ass. Randomize sounds fun to watch. I don't want to force newer players to do it, though, because sometimes just knowing one faction and trying to play them is hard enough. People should do that to try and learn the faction they want to learn. I love this game so much, but there's so much to it. Yes, that is the trouble. It's a great game, but there is a hell of a lot to learn, especially in the multiplayer side of it, if you want to get into that. I think that's why a lot of people kind of don't bother so much. Like, a lot of people just cheese campaigns and Doomstack and whatever, and that's what they enjoy. But I think it's partly because they don't want to take the time to learn how to play the game, because there is just so much and a lot to take in that it's just easier to play that way and succeed, you know? Which is fine. No one has to, you don't have to get super deep into every game you play. Some people just into Warhammer, they want to mess around. It's all good. But it is a bit of a shame, that's all. Ready up when you're good to go. Oh yeah, sorry you didn't get to play a game, Lucas. We'll get you in next time. Remind me. Remind me. I knew there was someone else that was waiting to play. What's the best campaign experience you experienced in Total War Warhammer 2? Well, I just love greenskins, so anything greenskins I'm happy to play. Like the Wurzag campaign, one of my favorites. I do love a good Savage Orc just running around with armies of Savage Orcs. That's my kind of deal, but I did enjoy the new Beastmen campaign. Playing as a horde, just running around, fighting everybody. That was pretty fun. Come on, Bombot. Here he goes. I am utter noob. No worries, man. Just give it a go. Maybe you'll win. Anything can happen in a free-for-all. Willow can win a free-for-all. Anyone can. I played Dark Elves for 1 week, maybe. That's why you went for Dark Elves, Ike. Yeah, you got to find a faction you like, I think. If you want to get into multiplayer, just pick one faction and just really learn them. What's up, Willow? We said you're great. We said you're one of the best players in the community, an absolute pillar of skill. That's all we were saying. Savage Orc is fun. If only someone had made a guide on how to start the campaign. If only, eh? These lazy YouTubers. Have you tried playing as Border Princes ever? It's hard to fight against Wurzag. No, isn't that a mod you have to play as Border Princes? I assume. Unless there's a secret Border Prince campaign I don't know about. I definitely think just learning one race at a time helped me when I wanted to get into multiplayer. This also extends to Magic. Yeah, I think there's like some races that you learn, or some factions that you learn that kind of translate. If you learn how to play the Empire pretty well, then you've also kind of learned how to play Bretonia to some degree, and maybe the High Elves, and maybe even a little bit of Greenskins. It kind of translates, right? But some factions are a little bit too one-dimensional for that. Like if you learn how to play vampire counts, you don't ever have missiles, so you kind of miss out on that aspect of learning how to use missiles and protect them and everything. So you don't get quite as well of a well-rounded experience as you do playing a faction that has everything. Like the Empire, you got infantry, you got missiles, you got cav, you got artillery, you got everything there. Same with the Greenskins, they got all that. Lizardman's another good one. Their missiles, not quite as long range or anything, but same sort of ideas. They got a bit of everything. Those are the best factions to learn with, I think, rather than someone who's a bit one-dimensional, like the vampires, like Norska, like the dwarfs. Are you going to join the Total War Championship? Probably not. I don't really play a lot of multiplayer these days. When Warhammer 3 comes around, I might do. Get back into it. Play some Kislev. Become a Kislev main. Only joking, Gorgonmog. Don't listen to me. Yeah, Empire is one of the harder factions to play. But their army does have all the components one might need. Except for monsters, maybe. You have to use faction unlocker, yeah. Southern Realms mod. Just the Empire without the leaders and worst tech. Sounds fun. Just bought Total War Warhammer 2. Never done multiplayer yet. Well, if this wasn't the last battle of the day, I would say, come on in you come. Come and have a multiplayer battle. But hey, maybe next Saturday, if you're around. When Warhammer 3 comes out, you have to play Khorne. It's the Greenskins with demons. Yes, Khorne is probably my Chaos Lord of choice. I think I'll probably do a Kislev and a Khorne campaign first. Anyway, this battle's underway. Lizards are not messing around. Going straight for the Empire. Looks like vampires and Skaven have chosen each other as well. Oh, lovely. Why is Milton not playing Bretonia? I think he must have hit the wrong button and not realized. It's the only explanation. Next week I'll jump on. I need to train. That's alright, just jump in and train here. Oh, this corpse got getting snipoed. Those Jezzails. Oh, double doom wheel. Double colourful doom wheels. But it looks nice if nothing else. Oh, we got the teeth breakers as well. Shooting zombies might be wasting that ammo. Doesn't something have magical attacks? Got the Banshee coming in. Empire playing the defensive game. Lizards approach. Lots of skinks on the field. Lots of missiles. Oh, a lot of missiles for Milton. That's a risky game amount of missiles. Where's those zombie spawns? Zombie spawn here and you've got 2 of these units tied up. Bloop. Oh, he spawned it there. No, you sausage. No, no, put it here. It will stop these 2 from firing. That's one of the best ways to use zombies for the vampire counts. Put them on the missiles. They can be a right pain in the ass. He's pinned down the doom wheel, but just depends if he can do anything with it. Balthazar on the field. It is. My boy Balthazar. Troglodon taking some shots at old Balthazar, who is just sitting there taking the shots. Oh, there we go. He's pushed through. He's got a hold of the missiles. 2 units of Ratlings broken. Jezzail's not in a good spot. Double Banshee on Ikit's case. Blood Knight's getting after him. Those Blood Knights need a heal. What is this? I think that was an unfortunately timed, whatever that's called. Crack Skull? No, that's a Vampire Code spell. Crack something. He looked like he was going to run into it, but he stopped just before it. I don't know whether he saw it or he got lucky. Crockgart. Oh, Saurus Old Blood. Beaten down. Coming back. Does he have the damage resistance? Oh, didn't even take the damage resistance. So the Saurus Old Blood has an ability or an item that gives him something like a 60% damage resistance. It's really essential to bring if you bring him. Otherwise, you should just bring Crockgart. That's really one of his only selling points, I think. Still got the Troglodyte. Used up most of its ammo, which means it's nearly ready to get some melee going. Not sure if Balthazar's been doing anything. 1000 damage. He's been doing a little work. He's got Final Transmutation. He's got Searing Doom. It's probably that Final Transmutation which hurt the Saurus Old Blood. Oh, gonna lose some Blood Knights here though. Does our odd ratio. Milton giving him some trouble. My best free-for-all game moment was pretty much everyone hiding Cav at the same place. That sounds messy. Hope they do more with the wound system for single entities. Doesn't seem very impactful in the state it's presented currently. Well, we don't really know yet. We haven't played any Warhammer 3. I played a little bit, but it's hard to gauge in that. Lizardman looking a little worn down. San Severino. Some pretty good condition overall. Still got some halberdiers. Got some ammo. Probably going to finish off the Saurus Old Blood. Salamanders bombing him. Oh, they bombed him. So that's their own lord. These traitors. Traitor Salamanders. They've been paid off. Cheeky. Cheeky blickies. These two still going at it. It looked like Milton was kind of out of it, but he's kind of coming back a little. He's kind of maybe turning it around. Maybe. Did the Empire... Oh, they got a lot of handgunner ammo left. That could certainly help them. That could give them the juice they need. They probably want to get moving. Start mopping up what's left over here. Before they get too far behind in the points. Because Milton is in the lead by a couple of thousand. To think that one day we'll be playing Kislev on this map. Kislev could be right here. Khorne could be right over here. Oh look, some of Nurgle's units are coming over the hill. That'll probably be us in like a year's time. It's weird. It's weird, man. Warhammer 2's been around and been the same pretty much for a long time. It's going to be weird to change. Milton looking like he's going down, but he is going down in the lead, so will it be enough? Chaos free-for-all. It's true. Who's the best Chaos God? Hopefully we get some cool new free-for-all maps as well. Because we pretty much never had any new ones. Not for a long time anyway. We'll also have that domination game mode. However that's going to work. I wonder if Corn will have some kind of rune system. I don't think so. I think he'll just have some buffs built into him, into the faction somehow, to make up for that. I don't know. It depends if he does in tabletop, I guess. If he has any kind of magic equivalent. Corn's the greatest! We got a Corn worshipper in. Okay. San Severino. If he gets the last man standing bonus, which is looking like he might do, he should be able to win this. But Milton is giving Odd Ratio some trouble, so might still get him a few more points yet. Yeah, it won't be magic necessarily, but it could be a system that is basically just magic in disguise. Like Outer says, it's basically the same runes and magic. It's just a slightly different way of presenting it and controlling it. But I don't think it needs it. Like, a faction doesn't necessarily need magic. They just obviously need something to make up for the fact that they don't have magic. And that could be done in a bunch of ways. You could just give them all more health. You could give them all more resistances, magical resistance, like the dwarves. They don't have magic, but they all have magical resistance. Maybe Khorne will have magical resistance. Probably not, but probably be something different. Yeah, just give everything more armor, more leadership, whatever. 100% magic resistance. There you go. Although that isn't even that strong, because then you just have people using just like buffs and debuffs against you. Just no magic damage. Oh yeah, you got the spell resist thing. I forgot about that. I done forgot about that. So Odd. His odds aren't looking too good in this one. He's got a lot of Empire to deal with. And Balthazar there. He might have a final transmutation waiting to go. If he drops that on these three, that's GG for the vampires. G freaking G. I think you'll have a lot of anti-magic buffs. It would be cool if you had like dispelling. Like if you cast a buff on your unit, Khorne can dispel it and get rid of it somehow. And he can do that like every, minute or something. Something like that might be cool. Lots of missiles left for the Empire. Oh, magic missiles for the silver bullets. That's going to bring down those banshees. I play Khorne on tabletop. Khorne is a master of magic resistance. And in Age of Sigmar has Khorne Blood Blessing, which is kind of like magic. Oh, Balthazar. Going after Isabella. It's a battle of the squishy lords. She's off though. I think San Severino is going to have this one in the bag, but you never know. He might be able to spook everything off with a double banshee. Those handgunners have magical damage. They should be trying to shoot these. He needs to just gather them up and then run all his infantry away. to the left and right actually, so that these can shoot the banshees as they chase. No one totally out of this one yet. Even the lizard men are still around. I think Milton's mostly gone, apart from his council guard. It's a slow finish. It's a slow finish. I'm back. And your download is not done yet. Dratos. It is a bit of a pain like that. This is the last battle of the day though, so you can get in next week, I'm sure. And then I won't tell you that I've changed to the beta, and you'll still be on the live version. You have to change it back, and then you'll kill yourself, and it'll be all my fault, and I will be incredibly sorry. So I apologize in advance for killing you. Milton's still in the lead, but not for long, as his rats slowly diminish. Odd is down, he's disintegrated out a bit. If everyone else could concede and save us some time, that would be much appreciated, but it's nearly over anyway, so no big deal. Although I don't know where the lizard men are. Apparently they're still around. This unit's been running for ages. Did it come back or something? Good game, fellas. Well played, San Severino. Taking the victory with the last man standing. Good stuff. We'll leave it there so we can move on. Thanks for playing, everybody. That's it for Total War today. Gonna move over to Twitch now, though, and play some Battlefield 1 for maybe an hour or so. And then that's me done. So thanks for watching. If you're not interested in watching Battlefield, no worries. See you later. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. But if you do want to watch some Battlefield, then boogie on over with this link. So go. Look alive, Soul. Go, go. Hopefully the Twitch link will appear in a minute. I have to account for stream delay, of course. If not, you can find it in the description of this stream. Hopefully, I think it works there, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. See yous in a bit, or I'll be back on Tuesday. Probably more Battlefield and stuff, though. If you want to see more Total War Warhammer, most likely be next Saturday. Probably, but we'll see. I'll do the stream schedule. There we go. Thanks, Soul. Going over there. Oh, if you want to watch some Battlefield 1. If not, see yous later.